afternoon and welcome to News Around Africa on Channel 38, Facebook and YouTube channel. I am Esther Wilson. At least 19 people have died of starvation in the country and 1.5 million are at risk of malnutrition, experts warn. Family members plant groundnut or peanuts in Kanjiga, Karamoja region, Uganda. A hunger crisis is brewing in Uganda as the country battles its worst drought in decades. Crops across the country have failed and families are losing loved ones as the crisis deepens across the country's northeastern region and the wider Horn of Africa. At least 19 people have starved to death in the Karamoja region, where 1.5 million people are at risk of malnutrition, according to the Famine Early Warning Systems Network, FuseNet, an organization which signals the alarm on food security. The government has now begun emergency food distribution in Karamoja, but the worsening drought is reviving memories of the 2022 hunger crisis, which killed more than 2,000 people. What is behind this crisis and how is the government addressing it? Severe drought in Uganda has triggered rising levels of food insecurity, with the country's Karamoja region the worst hit, according to FuseNet. The region is vast and dry with unforgiving terrain. Most communities there depend on farming and livestock for survival. Agnes Kirabo, Executive Director of the Food Rights Alliance (FRA), a non-profit organization in central Uganda, told Al Jazeera that the lack of rain since April has been a major issue. Crop losses now range from at least 50 to 70% in most areas, she said. 5,000 hectares of crops worth 200 billion shillings or $53 million have been estimated to be destroyed. Authorities in Uganda have declared the country free of Ebola as infections from the viral hemorrhagic disease continue to surge in neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. Ugandan Health Minister Kizza Besigye said on Tuesday the successful completion of the mandatory 42-day monitoring period, which began after the discharge of the last Ugandan national, a locally transmitted patient, on the 16th of June 2026. Throughout this period, the Ministry of Health maintained intensive surveillance nationwide and no new Ebola cases have been detected, Besigye said. In a later statement on social media, Besigye urged Ugandans to remain alert and continue observing public health measures. According to WHO, Ebola spreading faster than ever recorded in DR Congo, which is the rarest of the 4 variants of Ebola known to affect humans and currently has no approved vaccines or treatments. An urgent investigation has been launched into the mysterious deaths of 15 elephants in southern Kenya near the Amboseli National Park. The Kenyan Wildlife Services (KWS) told the BBC that experts were examining the carcasses and said that tissue samples had been sent to laboratories to determine whether the deaths were caused by disease, poisonings, or another factor. The park and its surrounds are known as the Amboseli ecosystem, a vast area that straddles the border with Tanzania, which is famous for its wildlife. Officials say this is the first time in decades that elephant mortalities on this scale have been recorded in the region, where they have successfully cracked down on poaching. KWS says there is currently no evidence pointing to a single cause of death. The carcasses include elephants of different ages and sexes, suggesting the deaths are not limited to a single family or demographic. The KWS said the deaths occurred over a month between 24 June and 24 July 2026. The wildlife authorities also confirmed to the BBC all the deaths had been recorded outside the Amboseli National Park. Earlier, KWS's head of communication, Duncan Wayama, told local media the bodies had been found at different locations surrounding the park, around 15 km to 30 km from its boundaries. According to figures from the Amboseli Trust for Elephants, which monitors the movement of the animals, there were more than 2,000 elephants in the Amboseli ecosystem as of 2025. That's all we have time for on this edition of News Around Africa, and I'm Esther Wilson.